Wednesday, October 13th, 2010.
Hopefully, whoever we choose will do a better job, much better job than what we have now, because we're in trouble.
Well, if you don't want to be governed by politicians, would leaders of business do a better job? That's the question brewing right now in the races for governor and Senate from California. Good evening and welcome to an RLTV special report, Prime Votes, the Election 2010 Newsdesk. I'm John Palmer, along with my fellow reporter and good friend, Sam Donaldson.
Thank you, John. Yes, indeed, whoever takes over as senator in California is going to have a big job ahead of her, since both leading candidates, Barbara Boxer and Carla Fiorina, are women. California has finally passed a budget. Now, that's where we come to the governor's race, but no one believes next year won't see a multi-billion-dollar shortfall, and things are going to have to be cut. But what? As an example, younger voters want to protect grade school and high school education, while those over 55 don't want the axe to fall on Medicaid for lower-income families. Is it any wonder that a recent poll shows that more than 82% of those over 55 feel that the state is going in the wrong direction?
That's really quite a race out there in California. I was just out there this past weekend, and there are commercials all over the television and so forth. Carly Fiorina is putting on a good race. She's a little behind, according to the latest polls, to Barbara Boxer. But the TV ads, and a number of them sponsored by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, didn't mention Fiorina. They talked about Barbara Boxer. 28 years in the United States Congress, and look at our economy, and look at unemployment, as though she was singularly in charge of all that and done all those wrong things. But it was, I guess, a very effective commercial, because it runs all day long.
Well, it's the old idea this year of throw the bums out. Now, here we have, as we said in the open issue, said that we have people from industry. Carla Fiorina was head of Hewlett-Packard at one time. And Meg Whitman, running for the governorship as a Republican, was head of eBay at one time. Both have a lot of money. They're putting their own money in the race. In fact, I think Meg Whitman holds the record this year, something like $120 million of her own money. Mm-hmm. And so money may be an issue also. It's the mother's milk of politics.
Yeah. Well, that's what they have a couple of advantages, both of these women, or any candidate. John Kasich also made a lot of money at Lehman Brothers running for governor in the state of Ohio. They have the advantage of not being the incumbent, and that's very valuable in this particular election, this off-year election. And as we said, they also can spend their own money. And Whitman has spent millions and millions of dollars, and the same for Fiorina. So money talks. Some cases, sometimes, as we know, people spend millions and they don't win. But this is keeping Fiorina in the race against a veteran senator, Barbara Boxer.
Now, one of the issues that has been perennial in our politics since the Supreme Court decided Roe Wade on abortion is that Carla Fiorina at one time said she was absolutely in favor of repealing Roe Wade. She has softened that now somewhat. But if you don't think Barbara Boxer is out like a great, huge, white on rice, then you don't know the race.
And they're the 55 and older voters really care about the economy. Everybody cares about the economy, but especially the older voters who got that bad news a couple of days ago about the COLA. Their Social Security payments are going to stay exactly as they were before. That's very important in every state. Certainly it is in California, which probably has the worst budget situation of any state in the union.
That's right. And also California sort of leads the nation in environmental concerns, it is said. And there's a Proposition 23 to roll back some of the California tough restrictions. And in this particular race, Fiorina, the Republican, favors Proposition 23, and of course Boxer doesn't. So there's so many issues in California. Pick one.
Yes.
Yes,
the economy.
Well,
probably. But go ahead, Sam.
I think the economy.
You need to say good night.
I do, or else we're going to run into somebody else, and that's all the time we do have tonight. We'll be back every weekday evening, right through the election day, with the information voters over 50 need to know to make the crucial decisions on Election Day.
Tomorrow night, the last unemployment numbers before the midterm elections have come out, and they aren't very pretty. How will that affect the election, and how will it affect you? Tune in tomorrow. I'm John Palmer.
And I'm Sam Donaldson. Have a good evening.